So this is the PostgreSQL DBA training, and myself Srinivas, and from SQL school. And today the batch is going to start from today, 2nd January onwards. The timing is 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So before we start, so good evening everybody. Yeah, let me introduce myself so that I can start the DBA training. So I'm myself Srinivas. I'm a database professional with 14 years of experience. Okay. So when coming to my skills in database technologies, so I started my career as a Oracle SQL and PL developer, and later after working for 1 or 2 years, I got an opportunity to work as Oracle DBA as well. So simultaneously, I worked on I maintained both the project, like development project and the DBA project. So I got an opportunity to work as a developer, database developer, and the database administrator for Oracle. And later, fortunately, again, I got the opportunity to work as PostgreSQL developer and DBA. So when it comes to PostgreSQL, so we built an environment from the scratch to the end. Means like scratch to end means from the operating system installation to the DR. We did everything for the PostgreSQL. From last 8 to 9 years, we have been doing that, and we are doing it now itself. So for the PostgreSQL, we did everything. Okay. And coming to the performance tuning part, so I'm expertising PostgreSQL, Oracle, and MS SQL performance tuning expert. Basically, I'm a performance expert in primarily on Oracle and Postgres database, and even I can do MS SQL tuning as well. But my primary skills are Oracle and Postgres, and later the remaining databases. Along with the Postgres and Oracle databases, I'm also experienced in multiple databases like MySQL, MongoDB, uh, other databases. Those are on-demand work that we do on those databases, but these are main core databases that we work on. So apart from that, so currently I'm working as a principal database engineer at a product-based company in Hyderabad, located in Hyderabad in India. So this is about myself, and these are the my skills, especially in the data technologies. I have been there in the data technology from last 14 years. Uh, so this is about myself. So do you have any questions, or shall we move forward the presentation, guys?
Yes, continue now.
Okay, thank you. So coming to this topic, like this is the agenda that we are going to discuss today. Okay, so you are seeing my screen, right? So is uh, uh
Yeah, we can able to see.
okay. So in the agenda items, like we are going to discuss, these are the item list of topics that we are going to cover for today. So what is PostgreSQL? We are going to give some introduction about PostgreSQL and what exactly it is. And introduction to the PostgreSQL means like what is the history of the PostgreSQL and the features that are included in the PostgreSQL. We are going to just discuss about that, and also the training course curriculum. So in this DBA course, we have 3 plans in this training plan. I will explain those 3 plans, and you can choose whatever you want based on that. I will show you that maybe in the next slides. And today we are going to see installing PostgreSQL on the Windows, and along with that, we are going to see installation of the Postgres in Linux environment also, if time permits. If we have time after installing PostgreSQL on the Windows, then we can install it on the Linux as well. I will show that as well. So this is the today's agenda. So we are going to discuss what is PostgreSQL, and introduction to the PostgreSQL, and also we are going to discuss about training course curriculum and the installation of the Postgres on Windows and Linux environments. Okay, coming to what is PostgreSQL. So guys, you are seeing my screen and also the PPT, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Postgres is a powerful open source object relational database management system. What is this open source object relational database system? Open source means it's a free, you can use it for your enterprise or your business applications or for general purpose. Whatever the purpose, you can use the database without paying anything. It is a free, it's a open source. And what is this object relational database system? See, object relational database system is a system which combines the features of RDBMS and ORDBMS. What is mean by RDBMS? What is mean by ORDBMS? RDBS means Relational Database Management System, which organizes data into the tables in a well-defined schemas. Whereas in ORDBMS also it's same. It is same. It's also organizes the data into the tables in well-defined schemas, but you can extend your schema's capacity. You can uh, alter the table structure dynamically. Will show using some complex data types which are there in the object relational database management system. Whereas in RDBMS, once you define your schema, once you want to store the data, you have to predefine your schema. And once you define it, you cannot change it. Of course, there are ways, but the way of inserting is different because it supports normal standard data types like integers, strings, and date data types. Whereas in object oriented database, it supports arrays, objects, record types, list kind of data types are supported in the ORDBMS. So ORDBMS is a RDBMS database which adds the features of object oriented uh, features. Like in Java, you have inheritance, polymorphisms, like that, right? So you can uh, you can use those features in the object oriented databases. So what are all the object oriented relational database management system that are available in the market? First one is the powerful Oracle. Of course, Oracle is the most popular database in the world. And the PostgreSQL is also ORDBMS database. Along with that, MS SQL, Microsoft SQL Server is also ORDBMS database. And MySQL is not ORDBMS, it's only RDBMS database. And we have IBM DB2 database, which is also ORDBMS database. So Postgres is a powerful open source object relational database system, which has capacity of RDBMS and the ORDBMS features included in it. We will see in detail when it comes to the situation. We will discuss all those things. Okay, now what is next? See, PostgreSQL, which comes with many features, aimed to help developers to build application. What is means? How PostgreSQL help the developers to build the application? So if you want to build any application, basically people use front-end technologies, right? Java, .NET, or whatnot. Many other technologies are there front-end. They use those technologies to build applications, right? Along with that, they need a database. You take any application, you take any web application, you take any mobile application, you take anything. The data behind that application has to be stored somewhere in the database, not only in the Postgres, any database, whether it can be Oracle or Microsoft SQL or PostgreSQL or MySQL or even it can be a NoSQL database as well. NoSQL means non-structured query language databases. We have MongoDB, Cassandra, like such kind of data. But there should be one database behind every application. The data of that application has to be stored in the database. Okay, then how it helps the developers? Because when developers are using their tools to build the application, but when they are doing that, you have to fetch the data from the database. Developer has to write a code to fetch the data, to modify the data, to use the data. How they will do that? So for that, they have to use a language called SQL because it is a communicator between the database and the application. So with that, PostgreSQL provides wide variety of features for developing SQL queries. You can use joins and subqueries, and also there are some extensive extensions that are available in the PostgreSQL that they can use it, and also they can write PLPG SQL code using procedural language. Okay, and also we'll discuss that in details and what kind of languages that are being supported by PostgreSQL. We will show that. And also, Postgres is having capacity of doing full text search, which is very important for the developers and very useful for them. The PostgreSQL is providing that. And PostgreSQL is also providing concurrency and the scalability, which helps the developers because when you do any modification to the database, the concurrency is the most important thing. So that's how it helps the developers. And also, it is helping DBAs to protect the data integrity and build fault tolerant environments. How does it is doing? See, what is the job of a DBA? They have to protect the data. DBA has to protect the data by using the features and the functionalities being provided by any database. So in that, Postgres is providing wide variety of features for the DBS to protect their database. So in that, MVCC is the most powerful feature. We will discuss what is that. And also DBS can use backup and restores to protect their data in case of any unavoided situations, and also point in time recovery and streaming replication, failover, switchover, HA, DRs, all these are features are there in Postgres. So it's how you use and how you implement, how you configure. So with these kind of features, Postgres is helping developers and administrator to uh, to configure their environments. Okay, and PostgreSQL is highly extensible. For example, you can define your own data types, build your custom functions, write code from different programming languages without recompiling your database. So this is the greatest feature that is there in the PostgreSQL. No other database are providing. What is this? Write code from different programming languages. Like if you want to write any procedural language in Oracle, what you do? You will use PL/SQL feature. In the same way, Postgres also supporting a language called PLPG SQL, which is a procedural language and which is an extension. By default, it will comes with the installation. Apart from that, PostgreSQL is providing support for other languages like Python, Perl, Java. You can write Python code within the PostgreSQL using extension called PL Python. Using a PL Perl, you can write Perl code in the PostgreSQL. And using PL Java, you can write Java code within the PostgreSQL. So that's why it is called highly extensible database. You can add as many as extensions that you can. There are some predefined extensions are available with the Postgres software, and you can also add third-party extensions as well. We will see all those things in detail. So this is about PostgreSQL. This is how it is helping the community and the customers and the developers and the DBS. So how we will use will depend on us. Okay, this is about what is PostgreSQL and introduction to PostgreSQL. So here in this slide, nothing invented by me. I just copied from the Postgres website because when it was started. See, Postgres development has started long back in 1986 in the University of California, Berkeley. So the Michael Stonebreaker is the person who led the project of Postgres, and the first version of the Postgres was released in 1989. It started in 1986. The first version of Postgres. It was not PostgreSQL. It was Postgres when it was launched in 1989. Later, two guys. So what are those students? Like PhD students who are there in the University of California, like Andrew and Jolie. They included a feature called SQL with the PostgreSQL, and after that, the Postgres was renamed to PostgreSQL to reflect the change invented by those two students. So that's how Postgres become PostgreSQL in 1995 after adding SQL functionality to that. Okay, and again, this is also history of the PostgreSQL. In 1996, Postgres was released as an open source project under the permissive PostgreSQL license. What is this permissive PostgreSQL license? So you know what is open source? It's a free. You can use it anything for anywhere without paying anything. See, under permissive Postgres license means using Postgres source code, you can develop your own application. You can change application means on top of PostgreSQL, you can develop your own layer and you can sell it. Like many people are doing that in the market. So like CrunchyDB, all are use are the companies they are using Postgres code as a source code and develop their own database on top of that. So that you can do it, and you can modify the source code. You can add this code to the PostgreSQL. So that is how this means, like under permissive Postgres means these are the kind of features that are being provided by Postgres. You can use the code, you can modify the code. By using code, you can develop your own database also. You don't need to pay anything. Okay. And after releasing the permissive Postgres license, the global community developers from the global has started contributing to the project. Means it's a open source and you can use it, and also you can contribute yourself to the Postgres development. Like you have a thought, you want to contribute that thought to the Postgres, you can develop your own code and you can add that code to the PostgreSQL. Do you think after you adding the code, does the PostgreSQL accept it? Who will take care of that? There is a PostgreSQL Global Development Group overseeing all these development process. They are the caretakers of the Postgres. If you want to add, if you want to add any code, you have to send them proposal and they will review that. And if they see is acceptable thing, they will take your suggestion and they will take your code and they do rigorous testing. And after all these review and testing things happen, they will release that in the next release, or based on the feasibility of release, they will add your code. And if you find any bug, you can report to them, they will fix it. Or else you also can fix the bug with your knowledge. You can identify a bug and send the code to fix that bug. After reviewing that, the PostgreSQL Global Development Group will take care of that. And when it started 1986, it was not feature-rich database. But now today, the PostgreSQL is the feature-rich database. So version by version, many features have been added. Now today, the Postgres is widely used across the world, especially from last 7 to 8 years. Postgres usage become very popular because of it feature rich, because it provides as many as features like enterprise databases like Oracle, Microsoft SQL, other databases. The Postgres is providing it for free. On small to medium level companies who cannot bear the license cost of other databases, people started using Postgres because they are getting all those features, and it is highly scalable database and it is providing ORDBMS features as well. That's why now today the PostgreSQL is the one of the most used database in the database. Of course, Oracle will place the number one role, but maybe Postgres may cross the Oracle or not, we are not sure. But now today, the PostgreSQL is the one of the most popular database. Okay, why it became popular? So other additional features of the Postgres. As I said, PostgreSQL is also pronounced as Postgres. Nothing new in that statement. And ANSI standard SQL. The Postgres is a ANSI standard SQL. What is mean by ANSI standard? ANSI stands for American National Standard Institute. Okay. So what is this? Why? What exactly this ANSI does? So it's a non-profit organization. What they do? They develop and publish the standards for industries like technology, healthcare, finance, and many more. So what they do? They will define the standards. So we'll talk about SQL. ANSI define the standards for other languages also, but ANSI define the standards for SQL as well. We will define the syntax and semantics for SQL statement. Means if you are developing a database and which should be ANSI standard, you the whatever the development that you are making, it should follow the standards of ANSI. Means they will give some syntax semantics rules. You have to follow them. And the data type operators, they will define the standard for data types in the DML operation, and also for the transaction management that you do in the database, that should be compliant with ANSI standard, and also the security and access controls that you include in your database should be followed ANSI. If what happens if you follow ANSI standard? Any database follows ANSI standard means it ensures the portability. Means whatever the code that you developed on the ANSI standard database, that can be used across other databases. It's a portable, means develop a query which is following ANSI standard. That query can be utilized, that can be used in Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, or MS SQL database also. If you develop a query on PostgreSQL database, the same query also can work on other databases as well. Of course, the same schema should be there in all databases. Means it's a portable because your query is a ANSI standard. All the databases are ANSI standard database only. And however, if it is an ANSI standard means that does not have any additional feature. It's not like that. Each and every database may have its own variations, its own extensions to the database. They may not be the ANSI standard. They are own their own features. Like for example, joins. So Oracle is there. They you can write ANSI joins also. You can write Oracle joins also. But Postgres supports only ANSI joins. Postgres does not have any other joins. 1 minute. Am I into mode? Okay, not. Okay. This is about ANSI. So Postgres is a ANSI standard SQL. Okay. What's the next feature? So you can use the Postgres for general purpose and enterprise purpose. There are no restrictions. You can use it for any purpose. As we discussed, it's a object relational database management system and also it's a RDBMS system. So as I said, ORDBMS include the features of object-oriented skills. RDBMS is a fixed schema and standard data types and relational model. This is the Postgres is compliant with RDBMS and ORD. It's a ORDBMS means it's already a RDBMS. So Postgres is ORDBMS means it's already RDBMS. An RDBMS ORDBMS database can be a RDBMS database, but RDBMS database cannot be a ORDBMS database. And these are the features. And the platform independent. What is meant by platform independent? So you can use Postgres on Windows, on Linux, on Mac, on Unix, other operating systems as well, like FreeBSD, some other operating systems are there, but most popular operating systems are Linux, Windows, and the Mac. The remaining operating system some people may use. So you can use this PostgreSQL on any platform, irrespective of the operating system it supports. Windows, Mac, Linux, Unix, other operating systems as well. And also, it is independent of the architecture. You can install it on 32-bit, you can install it on 64-bit, the PostgreSQL support. Of course, the latest PostgreSQL versions, I think from 12 or 13 onwards, the 32-bit operating system is not supported, but the previous versions 11 well are supported in 32-bit operating system as well. But nowadays nobody are using 32-bit operating system. 64-bit is being used from many years, so no problem. It's a platform independent. And also you can install this on-premise or you can install it on the cloud also. So the meaning of platform independent is you can use PostgreSQL anywhere, everywhere, anytime. Okay, very stable and require minimum maintenance. What is meant by this? So I'll give you one example. The Postgres is being used by Netflix. The Postgres is being used by Facebook, and Postgres is being used by many other large companies. And stable, because stable means from last 30 years of development of code, there were many bugs, but which are fixed long back and it is still running. Means you can say that it's a robust architecture. Many bugs are fixed by Postgres and requires minimum maintenance. Means Postgres provides wide variety of features like automatic checkpoint, automatic vacuuming, and automatic maintenance as well. It's partially true. Maintenance is automatic monitoring is somewhat true. Up to some extent, it is true. But automatic maintenance in terms of vacuuming and checkpoint, you don't need to do anything. Postgres automatically does it. It has that capacity. We will see how uh, this maintenance activities can be performed without manual intervention in the Postgres. And what are all the parameters that we can use for that? You can see them in detail. Large storage, Postgres, you can store more than 30 terabytes of data in a single database in Postgres, even with the single table also. It accepts large storage and fast performance. So initially, in previous versions of the Postgres, of course, I started working from 8th version. Now the latest version of the Postgres is 17, which is stable 17.2. And I was working from 8 onwards. 8 also I worked on. The 9 is the latest version when I started working on that. So when I started working on 8 and 9, the performance of the database in the Postgres was not too good as like Oracle and other databases, because it's a free and open source and it does not have many features. But from 11 and 12 onwards, many performance features have been added to the Postgres. That's why it became so popular. It is competing with other enterprise databases in terms of performance, because many features have been added from 12 onwards, 12, 13 onwards. Okay. And Postgres is extensible. What is, as I said, you can use inbuilt extensions in the Postgres, and you can add your own extensions if you are capable, and you can use third-party extensions within the Postgres. No other database provide this kind of feature. Only Postgres is doing that. And active community support. Many people may think, okay, it's a free and open source. You can directly download it from the web and you can install on the operating system. But if something goes wrong, who will help you? Everybody can think, even any organization who are using this database for their business data, they may think, if something goes wrong with the database, who will help us? Of course, primarily our DBS will take care of that. But even if DBS also can't do that, who will do that? There is a community, active community. If you can send your issue or your bug, they can respond very fastly. Even I also surprised, even I also reached out to the community support for the issues that we have faced in our environments. They will respond within hours, not immediately in minutes. Maybe if you send a request in the community today morning, you will get respond by at least afternoon. We they responded within couple of hours also. They will actively help you for the issue that you are facing, even if you are not paying for the software that you are using, but community will be there for you to help for the issues that you face in your development or in your configuring environment. Active community support will be there with the Postgres. I will show how to reach out to the community maybe at the end of our training, because after becoming a DBS, then only you can know how to reach out to the people and how to fix the issues. We can see all those things in this our 6 to 8 weeks of training.
Community support is chargeable or is it free?
It's a free. You don't need to pay anything. It's a free. But you
Community
don't know
support
who. Sorry, can you come again?
is a community support. That means
Yes,
okay.
community supports you. You don't need to pay anything. You just need to request using the mailing list that are being provided in the Postgres website. They will give you the resolution for the issue that you are facing. Don't need to pay anything.
Okay.
So Srinivas, in Oracle we will raise yes sir, right?
Correct.
So same kind of thing we will do in the Postgres or
Yes. For the Postgres, like there will be some mailing list. You have to send any one of the mail. They will respond through the mail. There are no any tools or any ticketing system that is with Postgres. You have to send the request from the email, either from your personal email or from your organization email also. They will respond through email.
so all through email only.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. Yes.
Okay.
So far, it is using via email. Maybe in future, if they develop any ticketing system, it will help. But no, not sure about that. Yeah, from email only you have to reach out to the
How
community.
about the patching and all? In Oracle, every quarter we will they will release a patch and we will apply it, right? So what about
Yes.
patching related things here?
So here in the Postgres also, you have patching mechanism. There, Postgres also will release for every quarter what we can call minimal release, like 17.2.1, 17.2.3. For every quarter they will release. You can apply it with very minimal effort. You don't need to bring down your database also. You can apply it as a DBA. You can do that. They will not create any patching or anything. They will release the patch. You have to add that patch. And if it is a major version and you have to upgrade using a utility called PG upgrade. If you don't know how to do that, then of course you are learning DBA course means you will definitely get to know by end of this course how to apply the patch and how to upgrade your version. If you still have any problems, or while upgrading or while patching, if you face any error which is not realistic, then you can reach out to the community saying that while upgrading, I'm getting this issue. They will help you.
Okay, in Oracle side, we will raise a SR with priority 1 and 2 like that, right? So is there any priority wise we can raise it here?
So here there is no
Because if
such
it is a
kind of
production database means we will need a immediate attention, na?
so when you are doing any maintenance activity for database, of course, you have to take the backup of your database and you have to do all precautionary steps. And if it is a major upgrade and if you are doing upgrade, then you have to take the downtime. Without downtime, you cannot perform upgrade. So if something goes wrong, if you need immediate attention, you have your backup, right? You can restart your database within 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes also. Even if your database size is 200 terabytes also, you can do that. You don't need to wait for community to respond back and fix that issue, because sometimes when you are upgrading for the issue that you are facing, it may take time. Even with the Oracle SR also, even if it is severity 1 also, if they don't understand your issue, maybe they will react it as a severity 1, but they may not resolve immediately. They will come reach out to you again and ask for the logs and ask for the uh, some input from your log files or from your database. You have to send back and they will review it again, they will come back. But if it is that critical database, you cannot wait for the resolution, right? You will have to have your own backup plan. If something goes wrong, how can you restore back to your previous state? So that's how the upgrade mechanism works everywhere, whether it is Oracle or Postgres or MySQL or MS SQL. You have to have your backup plan to take back your database to your previous state. Got it?
Okay, got it, got it. So are you going to cover any migration related thing here?
Yes, I'm going to show the course content in my next slide. So what are
Okay.
all the concepts that we are going to cover for this training batch? So I will show that. Yes, yes, and we are going to cover upgrade and migrations also as part of Postgres DBA training. Okay, so these are all the features we already discussed.
So
MVCC.
is there any Oracle to Postgres migration related thing?
Yes, I will show that. There are
Okay.
tools and I will show you the manual migration, and we can use tools also, third party tools to migrate. And also there are some open source tools like Ora 2 PG. You can use that tool to migrate from Oracle to Postgres. So different technologies, like different techniques, how you will migrate your database, I will show that in this training. First, let me go through the curriculum. Based on the curriculum, if you feel the something is not covering as part of this training, if you ask me, then I will add that as well, because we are covering 99% of the Postgres database administration features. We are not missing anything. If you feel if something is missed, we can definitely add it. Okay, and other features of the Postgres MVCC, multi-version concurrency control. So what is this? It's very good, greatest feature in the Postgres. If something, if you want to modify something in your database, the database has to maintain snapshot of that. So for that, Oracle follow a mechanism called undo management, but Postgres follows MVCC. It's a good architecture. How it is implemented, how it can be used, I will show in detail. For this, we have scheduled one session for this. And Postgres provides granular access control. Like if you want to do row level security or column level security or user level security, you can use that feature using grant and revoke kind of mechanism as like Oracle. And also user defined data types. You can define your own data types in the Postgres along with the predefined or existing data type. You can create your own data types. And the table spaces, seems like you are a Oracle guys. Like the same concept is there in Postgres also. So table space is a storage area. If you want to separate your data from default table space, you can create your own table space and give the file location. The data of yours will be stored separately in other location. It's a logical separator. I'll tell you what exactly table spaces are and what are all the different table spaces that we have. All those things we will discuss. And the asynchronous replication and also synchronous replication as well. And PostgreSQL is providing online hot backups, and you can take the backup while the database is up and running. And write ahead log is a feature that is being provided by Oracle. PostgreSQL. In the Oracle, it is a redo logs. The same concept with WAL. We call that as a write ahead log here, and support international character set means by default Postgres supports not support by default Postgres install with the default locale called ENUS UTF-8. UTF-8 is a characteristic. United States English will be stored by default. If you want to store your own language like German or Chinese, or Japanese, or any language, if you want to have a support, then you can change your database character set as like Oracle. The PostgreSQL is also providing the same. I will show you that as well. And it is highly scalable, means it can accept the transaction load and respond it, and it can handle huge workload as well. You'll see that. So, as I said, PostgreSQL write ahead logging is a mechanism which can be used to make it as a highly fault tolerant database. You know what is fault tolerant database? If you want to avoid any, like if you want to continue to operate your database in case of any failures in your system, whether it can be a hardware or software failure or any interruption, because of that your database may go down, but using wall mechanism you can continue to operate using your database backups and all. We will show you, we will see all those things. These are all the features that is being provided by PostgreSQL. And this is about Postgres history and Postgres introduction and the features that are there in Postgres. And this is our training plans. Choose the one that suits your needs. Okay. So this is total 40 modules that we are going to cover in this training plan. So module 1 to 20 are basic PostgreSQL DBA. It is a plan A, which will be for 4 weeks. And from fifth week onwards, it will start plan B. It's a advanced DBA. Means that module from 21 to 30 module are the advanced DBA concepts that we are going to cover. From module 1 to 20 means the training day 1 to day 20, we are going to cover basic DBA things. From day 21 to 30, we will add advanced DBA concepts. And the module 31 to 40 are cloud DBA. Means, so whatever the things that you learn from module 1 to 30, those will be on premise. So if you want to maintain your PostgreSQL on any cloud, public cloud, whether it can be Azure or GCP or AWS or even within your organizational clouds also there. If you want to maintain, how you do? So we will cover that in the 31 to 40. Mostly we will be covering that on the Azure. We already prepared content for that. If you want, we can do that on the GCP as well, because I am familiar with the GCP as well. So the plan A from module 1 to 24 weeks, the plan B module 1 to 30 will be 6 weeks. The plan and the plan C module 1 to 40 it will be 8 weeks. If you want to go with basic admin, basic DBA, you can attend from 1 to 20. And if you want to go for advanced DBA, you can attend from 1 to 30. And if you want to go with the cloud also, then you can attend from 1 to 40. If you want to drop out from 21 onwards, you can go with basic DBA. If you want to drop out from 31 onwards, you can go with plan A and B. And plan C is this. This is the, I will show you the course curriculum as well now itself. So do you have any questions on these plans?
No, no any question.
Okay, then let me show you the,
One question.
yeah.
When we are taking backup of 30 TB, how much time it will take in Postgres?
See, the time you can estimate the time before you take the backup. So far, there are many techniques that you can take the backup, either using PG dump or using PG backrest. And also, the backup speed is not only depends on the data size, it's also depends on the hardware that you use for your uh, environment. Like if you have good IO system, then the backup can finish very quickly. And if your IO system is bad, and even if your database size is also less, it may take more time. So for us, like we have 1 terabyte database, which we recently did backup and restore. For us, it took 2 hours of time. Maybe the IO and the configuration of the parallelism that we have used is less. But if we have more processes, like that was 8 CPU mission, if you have 16 CPUs, you can You can use 16 CPUs also to take your backups and to restore it. Based on the configurations and based on the hardware that you use, the backup time will be decided by that. And it's a background job, and it does not impact anything on the application. The backup, you can schedule your backup, it can run in the background. And one more thing, if it is a 30 terabyte backup and you don't need to take entire 30 terabyte database every day. So in general, backup strategy will be in different way. So mostly on Saturdays or Sundays, we will take the full backup. And if let's say your full backup has taken on Sunday, maybe Sunday it may take 8 to 10 hours based on your database size. And when you take your differential or incremental backup on Monday, you don't need to take 30 terabytes of the database backup. Whatever the changes that are being happened from Sunday night to Monday evening, you can take backup of only those changes. So maybe it may be 100 GB or 5 GB or 10 GB based on the transactions that are happened to your database. It won't take much time, maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour based on the modification that you make your database. To am I answer to your question, or do you have any question on that?
No. See, when you are taking 1 TB of backup,
Mm-hmm.
data backup,
Mm-hmm.
how many CPUs have you used? 8 or 16?
So it is a 8 CPU mission.
Okay.
So
So
okay. So
one thing, so when it is 8 CPU, when the size of the database is 1 TB, it
mhm,
took 2 hours.
mhm, yeah,
So, for example, if it is a 10 TB, it will take 20 hours for rough.
approximately it can take.
Uh, okay, okay.
Uh, I have one question that are we going to
Mhm.
learn that all types of views in PostgreSQL, like PG stat replication? Uh,
Yes, we have a PG catalog session. In that, we are going to cover all views like PG catalog views, PG class, and PG information schema. All we are going to see that. So that
okay.
I will show you in the curriculum. So as I said, like if you after seeing the curriculum, if you feel if something is missed, we can add it.
Okay. And next question is what that we are going to learn each and everything in PostgreSQL, and how much experience can we apply if uh,
See, that depends on your intelligence and your work that you do while learning your PostgreSQL. If you practice everything and if you put all your efforts after learning PostgreSQL, after completing this course, you can immediately put 3 to 5 years of experience. If you follow my entire course and if you practice well and if you have good hands-on experience with the things that we are going to cover in this batch, you can put 3 to 5 years of experience without any doubt. If you are just listening the course and if you are attending the session but you are not practicing, after completing the session you cannot put any experience because you are just a guy who learned the Postgres but who did not work on Postgres. Until unless you practice, you cannot put experience.
yes, of course, right.
Yeah. Okay.
So are you going to cover performance tuning as well?
Yes. We are going to cover. Okay. So mostly the people asking about all curriculum. Let me open my curriculum one. I have separate PPT for that. The next slide is that one only. This is my PostgreSQL curriculum that we are going to cover for this batch. Okay, this slide is not interesting because this covers the topics that we are going to. So these are the things that we are going to cover in module one. Of course, overview of the PostgreSQL and history. We have not started PostgreSQL architecture. Maybe that I will start tomorrow. Actually, that has to be covered after installation, but I put it in the slide one. These are the things that we are going to cover in PostgreSQL in Module 1, overview of PostgreSQL, history and evolution, features and versions of the PostgreSQL, and also the PostgreSQL architecture. And when it comes to Module 2, we will see installing Postgres on SQL on Windows. And installing PostgreSQL is Windows is very easy. But when it comes to Linux, Linux is also very easy. But there are different ways that you can use to install PostgreSQL on Linux. And moreover, if you want to become a DBA, you should be familiar with the Linux. And if you practice all the things in the Windows and if you go and say, I'm a DBA, no, you are not. If you don't know Linux, then at least you should have basic knowledge of the Linux to learn the DBA. But whatever the things that we are going to cover, you should practice on the Linux environment, because Linux or Unix are the most used operating system for configuring your database servers. Okay, so that's why I'm going to cover Linux, PostgreSQL installation on the Linux using 3 ways. One is with M repository, one is with source code, one is with contrib module. All those things we will cover, but installing PostgreSQL on the Windows, it's a wizard. You can just do the next, nothing new in it. But we will see that as well. In module 3, what we are going to do, we are going to discuss about the data directory. It's a database cluster. When you install Postgres, it's a the data will be created in the data directory. What exactly it is, and what are all the files that are there in the data directory? What are all the configuration files that are there in the data directory? PostgreSQL conf is the configuration file, and the pghpa conf file and pgident, all those configuration files we will discuss, and the database directory layout that we are going to cover in the base directory. When you install, the data directory will be created in the base directory. We will discuss all those things in the module 3. When it comes to module 4, we will see how to initiate the cluster, how to start and stop and reload and restart the cluster using cluster commands, and using systemctl. There are 2 ways that you can do these things using pgctl and systemctl. We are going to show that. And also the cluster demo on the Windows, the cluster demo on the Linux, both the things I will cover in the module 4. And coming to module 5, we are going to discuss about process and memory architecture. What are all the background processes, what are all the utility process, and what are all the memory components and memory segment. As like Oracle, the PostgreSQL also has same, but the terminology and the way it is being implemented in the PostgreSQL, it is little different. But if you are a Oracle guy, you will easily understand the things in the Postgres, because both are similar. The terminology and the implementation is little different. Okay, in module 6, we are going to cover how to create the databases and how to drop the databases, how to create the user schemas, drop, and what is schema path, how to set search path for schema, and how to grant and revoke privilege on the database object to the other users. All those things we will cover in the module 6. In the module 7, we are going to cover about tools like pSQL and pgadmin, the catalog. As I said, the pg catalog is the one which going to maintain metadata of entire PostgreSQL. Like in Oracle, you have metadata, right? Like DBA underscore table, user underscore tables, all underscore tables. In the same way, Postgres also supports, and Postgres has its own catalog schema, and using information schema as well. I will show how you can fetch the metadata using these views from the PostgreSQL. Okay. And CRUD operations, of course, these are simple things. If you are already working on Oracle, if you are beginner, then it is required for you how to create objects and how to fetch the data using select and insert, update, delete. These are the CRUD operations that we are going to cover in module 8. And the table spaces. As I said, unlike Oracle, Postgres also have feature called table spaces, and we will discuss about default table spaces, local and global table spaces, and how to create and how to drop table spaces, and also the temporary table spaces. As like in Oracle, we have temporary table space in Postgres as well, and backup and restores. So how you take the backup and how you restore. So in Oracle, you have expdp, here you have pgdump. So same way, you can use the utilities to take the backup and restore. And you can use, along with the pg dump and restore, you can use psql also to take the backup, and online and offline backup, how you will do, we can see that. And pg base backup, it's a beautiful feature that is there in Postgres. And also in Postgres 17, there is new feature is added to the pg base backup called incremental backup. Of course, we have third-party tools that we can do uh, using incremental. We can perform incremental and differential backup, but the first time the incremental backup is included in PG base backup that we will see, that has been introduced in Postgres 17. And advanced backup tools like PG Backrest is a tool. You can, it's like a RMAN in Oracle. If you are familiar with RMAN, It's a kind of tool in Postgres. PG Backrest is a third-party tool, not comes with Postgres. You have to install it separately. I will show how to configure it. And point-in-time recovery, you can perform point-in-time recovery also using PG Backrest and other backup strategies and incremental PG based backup. I will show that as well.
So in Norman, we are having Barman, right, in PostgreSQL.
So yeah, that is also tool.
Yeah, okay,
But
Barman.
PG Backrest is the mostly used tool for configuring and managing your backups. You can use whatever you want, but I'm familiar with PG Backrest and it is widely used. Even in our organization also we have already set up a PG Backrest tool, and it is very successful, and the restore is also very fast using that.
Is it third-party tool or the is part of the PostgreSQL?
No, it is a third party. It is not part of Postgres.
Third-party tool. That means,
Yes.
yeah, how to okay, leave it.
Yeah, we will discuss. Like this is just discussing the features. We will discuss in detail when it comes to module 11, how to configure, how to set up, how to uh, create all those things. We can see that in detail. Okay, and in the module 12, so I will answer to this question after end of this session, man. In module 12, we are going to see how MVCC works in Postgres and benefits of MVCC, what exactly the transaction ID wrap around in the Postgres. We will see that. And in module 13, we are going to see these database maintenance activities like vacuum analyze and how to do auto vacuuming, auto analyzing, what is vacuum, what is analyze, and what are statistics, how you can do auto vacuuming, all those things we will see in the module 13. And in the module 14, it's also kind of developer thing, but as a DBA, you should also know what exactly joins and how it works. If you are already having Oracle experience, it is very easy for you. And along with that, we are going to use join types. What are all the types of joins that we have? And constraints. Of course, the third one is constraint types. Maybe the typo mistake that we did. And the serial column, how you can make auto increment key in the PostgreSQL using serial column. We will see that. So the indexes and the type of indexes that are there in the Postgres. Of course, Postgres provide wide variety of indexes and use cases that we are going to discuss in module 15. And the performance tuning part 1 in the module 16, the database tuning, vacuuming and analyzing. See, vacuum analyzing is also kind of performance tuning that I will show how you can improve your database's performance using vacuum and analyze. And the query tuning using explain and analyze thing, and also indexing and optimize using joins and subqueries, and also the statistics, how statistics will play key role in performance tuning, that also we will see in module 16. And module 17, it's performance tuning part 2, configuration tuning. See, performance tuning not only done using the query techniques or access path or joins or whatever the techniques vacuum or analyze. Query tuning can also done using the configuration tuning like parameter tuning. All those things you can implement to tune your system. And in the part 2, monitoring techniques, maintenance, and hardware tuning, also tuning. As I said, the IO. If your backup is slow, if you want to improve that, then how IO will plays key role. If you use bad IO disk, then obviously the performance of the IO will be slow. How you can identify and how can you solve those issues? We can see that the performance tuning part 2. And in the module 18, we are going to deal with data loading, copying data, moving data from one database to other database, one file, if you want to copy data from the disk to table, how can you do that? You can discuss those things. And PG loader, if you are coming from Oracle, you might have heard about SQL loader. The same concept will work here. And the foreign data wrappers, it's a very beautiful feature that is there in the Postgres. If you want to get the data from different databases, like you are working in Postgres database, if you want to fetch it from Microsoft SQL Server, you can fetch using foreign data wrapper. See, it's a kind of database link concept in the Oracle database links. The foreign data wrappers will work like that. So any other techniques that are there to do data loading, we will discuss that in the module 18. Extensions, this is one of the beautiful and greatest feature that is available in Postgres. Many people love it, because there are inbuilt extensions are there, and you can use third party extensions that are available there. See, that you can do, that you can use it. And also you can create your own extension. If you are capable of doing that, you can do that. And also we will see examples of the extensions, and how to install and how to install uninstall extensions also we will see in the module 19. So module 20, with this module we will finish the basic DBA thing, HA and replication, how to set up HA environment, what is primary and standby, how to set up a streaming replication, and how to do failover switchover. All these things are inbuilt with Postgres. You don't need to do any other tools. You can perform all those things in the Postgres. Uh, I will show step-by-step configuration, and I will discuss about how replication works. If something goes wrong, how you will fail over to your secondary database, how you can switch back to your primary database, all those things we will see in the module 20. So till this basic DBA will finish, will be completed with module 20. From module 21 onwards, we are going to see advanced HA concepts. Like you can set up using streaming replication, logical replication, how you can do automatic failover. By default with PostgreSQL features that you cannot do automatic failover. You can do manual failover using PostgreSQL inbuilt software. If you want to do automatic failover, we have some other tools. We'll discuss that. So this may not be covered in one session. So it may take 1 to 2 sessions. That's why I put it as a 21 to 22 module. And the other tools. So if you want to do automatic failover, how can you do that? So there are other tools like PG Pool, Rep Manager, Patroni. It's a high availability tools. You can use these third party tools to configure high availability environment for the PostgreSQL. These things we are going to discuss in the module 23 and 24. And in module 25 and 26, introduction to the disaster recovery, high availability and disaster recovery, and strategies of the HA, and strategies of the DR, and tools and software which we can use for the configuring DR setup for the PostgreSQL. So what is meant by DR, disaster recovery? So your database is located somewhere in India, and due to some earthquake or some other reason, your entire location is corrupted. Means like when it goes, when you see some earthquakes or tsunami kind of things, the entire location will be impacted, right? So you can, if you want to have your database operated from other location, like from this other zone, other place, other country, you want to keep your primary database in your India, and if you want to keep the disaster database somewhere in the London or US, you can do that. But how replication will work, how you can do that, all those things we can see. Okay, all the module 25 and 26 we will discuss that. And in module 27, we are going to see some extended advanced performance tuning using server parameters and also partitioning. It's there in Oracle as well. We will see the partition and example and types of partitions and use cases and tools that we can use to tune your server parameters. Okay, this is about module 27. And in module 28, we are going to discuss about migration to PostgreSQL. If you are already having your database on Oracle or MySQL or MS SQL, and if you want to migrate it to Postgres, how can you do that? What are all the techniques that you have? You can use manual migration using database migration tools, third-party tools, or PG dump and restore also. If you have even foreign data wrappers also, you can use it to migrate your data from Microsoft SQL Server to Postgres or Oracle to Postgres, all those things we will see in the module 28. And in module 29, we are going to cover upgrades and patching, and what are all the methods that you can use to upgrade, and patching is minor version upgrade. So that we are going to see, and major version upgrades also we will see, and common issues, solutions, and use cases. Like while you're upgrading, what are all the common issues that we will generally face, we will discuss that. And if you have already solutions for the issues that we are going to face, we can immediately implement it. If you don't have solution, then you have to go to the community. This is about upgrades and patching. And the module 30, monitoring and reports. If you want to monitor your database from other beautiful dashboards, you can use Grafana. It's a very beautiful dashboard. You can configure Grafana with your PostgreSQL, and you can monitor all your databases. And the pgstat statements, it can be used for monitoring your database and providing solutions for the performance issues, and the PG Badger. If you are from Oracle, it's AWR report, right? It's a kind of report. PG Badger is also. And what are all the monitoring methods that we can see, that we will see in the monitoring and report module 30. So till this, we will finish Postgres DBA, advanced and basic. But whatever the techniques, whatever the things that we have seen here, how you will implement in the cloud, we will see that from 31st module, 31 to 40 module. So we prepared uh, content for Azure. Of course, we will go with Azure only. But uh, if you have any issues with the credentials or the pricing, all those things, if you have any problem, we may do that in the GCP or AWS. Anywhere cloud is cloud, public cloud. These fundamentals, as pass, as all methods are same everywhere. The terminology is also same, like when it comes to as, pass, as. But when it comes to the tools, that may be different. In the GCP, to migrate data from your on-premise to cloud, they may use different tool, but Azure may use different tool. And for providing fully managed database, GCP may use separate service and Azure may use separate service. All those things we will discuss in any one of the cloud. First, in Azure introduction, we will discuss about the fundamentals and the cloud types that we have, and benefits of the running PostgreSQL in any cloud, especially in Azure. We will discuss that. Scalability, availability, all those features, you will get benefits when running database in cloud. And Azure PostgreSQL option, either you want to manage your Postgres database on Azure, or Azure want your PostgreSQL to be managed. So both the things are there. And AKS, Azure Kubernetes service is also there. We will discuss about that. And so these collaboration are everywhere same, but we will show how to create databases and drop and users. All those things we will discuss. CRUD operations in the cloud and the DB migration in Azure. If you want to migrate from your on-premise to Azure, what kind of techniques you will use? You can use PG dump and restore if it is a Postgres to Postgres. If it is from other database, you can use a DMS, database management service, and ADF. All third-party tools we will discuss in the Postgres SQL DB migration. ADF means Azure Data Factory. We will discuss that also. And backup and automated backups in Azure. So what are all the backup options are there in Azure? We will discuss, and how to automate your backups in Azure. We will see, and the configurations. So how long your backup should be retained, and all those things, configurations you can make it. The best practices we will discuss. What kind of best practices that we can follow to take backup and maintain your backups in Azure. We will discuss that. And restore backup in Azure, how you will restore the backups in Azure, we will see that. And point in time recovery also. And the performance tuning in Azure. See, performance tuning in Postgres database is same everywhere, whether it is on-premise or cloud, but there will be some Azure specific performance tuning techniques. We will see that. And the Azure will have some configuration, additional configuration that we will see. Query optimization is everywhere same. You have to use explain and analyze to tune your query. So the 50 to 60% of the things that we will discuss in the Azure also same as like on-premise. But the thing what we will discuss is how you will use that in the Azure is the thing. If you don't know, then it will create problem for you. If you know it, then that will be fine. And monitoring and maintenance, how you will do that in the Azure, we will see that. And the PostgreSQL HA in Azure, how HA will be there in the Azure. Of course, in Azure, you don't need to configure all those things in the Azure, because Azure will provide you high availability option, but you have to choose it. What kind of HA option that is being provided by Azure, you have to choose it. Because when you are going for cloud means it should be less maintenance, right? How you will utilize the options in Azure, we will see. And also the DR. So what kind of DR options are provided in Azure, and the DR services, DR strategies, all those things we will see. Of course, when you are choosing for Azure means it's not free, it is a paid service. You have to pay for what you use in your Azure or GCP or AWS. So with this module 40, we will complete basic, advanced, and cloud DBA. So now you can ask me questions on the content that we have discussed, or if you would like to add any other contents, if I miss anything, then we are open to add any other content as well.
Srinivas,
Yeah.
for the automatic failure, are we going to complete the Patroni setup, right? In that we
No.
are covering only
Okay.
theoretic part or installation part.
No. We will see. We will show you how to configure that patterning, how to
Mhm.
perform all these failover and switchover, and for automatic failover and switchover, we will show you in PG pool. Even in the patterning also we'll do, but PG pool does it in great way.
Okay, so for the Patroni, are we going to cover etcd setup and PG bouncer also?
Yes, you have to go for PG bouncer as well. Yes,
Okay.
I will show that as well. Both PG pool and Patroni with PG bouncer also we will configure and set up, and step by step things we will discuss. Not only theory
Okay.
part. So maybe today, as it is introduction part, you are seeing more on the PPTs. When it goes to the next level, you will see only demo session, because when you are doing DBA means it's not theoretical, it's a practical thing. If you want to create a database, you will see how to create a database using command, how to create a database using GUI, how to take the backup using utility. All those things we will see in the demo only. I already configured environment in the Linux. Here I have already. Here I will show how to configure all those things uh, one by one, step by step we will go with. But this session is completely demo kind of session, not presentation session. But I will give you notes for each and every session that we are going to cover here in this 40 modules.
So you will share all the documents once
Yes,
completed the classes, right?
correct. We will
Or
share the
only
notes.
videos?
Videos, we have to check with the organizers. I don't know whether they will share the videos or not, but we will share the notes and the PPT that I'm going to see, show
Whichever
you.
way we are going to discuss, and the
Yes, I
same
will
will
share
be.
those things like the notes and the demo part and the PPTs. Whatever I show you on the screen, I will share all the things with you after finishing the session.
Okay. So another thing like Ora to PG migration, are you going to use Ora to PG tool or some other thing?
Oracle PG only. We will for Oracle PG we will use Oracle PG, but to do migration from Oracle we can use other techniques also along with the Oracle PG. Well, we have other tools as well. Some paid tools are there, from free tools are there. I will show one migration using Oracle PG and one or two other migration using other techniques. But I will cover Oracle PG.
For Ora to PG, we have to generate the report first, and we have to analyze like is it a
Yes.
difficult one, or but we need a developer support as well, right, to complete the
See,
migration.
Oracle PG, like if you have PL/SQL code, like if you have more PL/SQL code, Oracle PG cannot convert 100% of your code to Postgres. Maybe 70 to 80% it can convert, but the remaining code, as a developer, you have to convert your code. See, when it comes to migration, any tool can migrate data and the schema, but for the code, Oracle PG provides the flexibility of converting your existing Oracle code to the PL or existing PL SQL code to PLPG SQL up to 80 to 90%. But the remaining thing, like some syntax semantic things that you have to change on your own, no other tool will provide that. Even Azure DMS also cannot do that.
Yeah,
When it
from
comes to
usually from
code,
our side, separate team is there from Oracle to Postgres migration.
okay,
Usually they will generate the report, and if it is some code need to modify means they will contact the developer as well to
correct.
complete the migration.
Yes, that's
That's
what they
what
have to do, because as a DBA, and he cannot do the coding, right? Because you develop a huge code in Oracle, like 500 to 1000 lines of procedure. If you develop, 70% of the code can be migrated by Oracle PG, and the code that you have developed, the DBA who is doing migration cannot understand. He cannot do that migration. As a developer, you are the responsible for that to do that.
Okay, got it. So Oracle PG, that's fine. What about other tools? May I know the tools name?
So there is one tool called Full Convert, but it is a paid tool. You have to pay for it. But there are many other tools, like even using your copying your code to the CSV files and import that into the Postgres using copy command also. You can consider that is also migration. If your database is small and you have only data, but you don't have any PL/SQL or any other code, you can migrate using that using copy command as well. The migration technique depends on the size and type of your database.
Uh, My question is, I can't see network level security. Can we maintain network level security in Postgres?
Yes, there is an option called OpenSSL. You have to configure. By default, nowadays, network sysadmins will take care of that. You don't need to do any special thing from the Postgres side. If you enable OpenSSL, automatically your database is secure. If you want any other network security, if you give me what exactly you are looking for, then I can answer it.
Okay. One interviewer asked me about network level security question.
What is the
How can maintain the network level security for PostgreSQL?
Yeah, that is OpenSSL only. You have to configure OpenSSL.
Okay, okay. Mhm.
So are you going to give interview questions as well?
Yeah, those things we can help you after the training. But for such kind of things, I can help you. But management organizers will help you answering all such questions. I am the responsible for giving content and training, but I am happy to help for the interview as well. But that has to come from the management. If you need, if you have, you have to reach out to management based on the discussion with them. We will help you there as well. Interview and also resume preparation and all the things has to be discussed with them. But we
Yeah,
will
it would be very helpful if you are
yes,
ready to give resume preparation and interview questions and answers as well.
yes,
Because
we
we
are
don't know about
we
interview point of view. Once completed the course, they will ask some other interview questions, but we don't know about the interview point of view. So we
yes, yes, we will help you. But for that, our team will answer you. Like you have to reach out to them, but we will do that as well.
okay, fine.
Yeah. Any
Eh,
other questions?
Is there technical support available if we join somewhere and face some issue? So at that time, is there any technical
See,
support available?
single support means it's a kind of support uh, for the work that you are doing. So when we are in training, in the duration of training, if you face any problem, if you ask me, I can help you. But in your job, if you are facing something, means if it is a small thing, we can respond. I can clear it off. But if it is a big issue, but again, this has to be answered by management. We can do supporting as well. Uh, how we can do that? We have to check with the management. We can do that as well. We can support as well, but that is based on the type of support that you are looking for. That depends on the type of support that you are looking. So if you have on job support, that is different. So you cannot uh, include that in the training part, right? If
Okay, means
as a student of us, if you face any problem, you can call us and no, this is what I'm happening, then we can help you to say, okay, if you are facing that issue, try to implement this. We can do that, but we cannot log into your system and doing that is a different story. That is on job support. See, we do everything. We will help you in interview questions, we will help you resume preparation, we will help you in on job training, everything. But that kind of thing has to come to the management and they will come to us and we can do that.
okay. Means
But in this training 40 days of course, what we will do, whatever the curriculum that I have shown, I will give you in detail knowledge along with the demonstration of the each and every concept that I have shown you on the screen. I will give you everything as a demo, and I will give you the content and also the PPTs. And if you want to include any other topic also in the Postgres, if I missed any, I will happy to add. And the remaining things we will do, but not part of this training. You got my question, right?
yes. Thank you.
So actually, we supposed to do the installation of Windows at least today, but we couldn't able to make it. Tomorrow, same time, uh, we are going to start at sharp 8 p.m. and I will start with the installation of the Windows and I will continue installation on the Linux. And if time permits, I will cover the architecture of the PostgreSQL as well tomorrow only. If not, we will go with the installation of Windows and Linux. So Shall we wind up, or do you still have any other questions?
Managing clusters is one point. Managing clusters means network level cluster. So that point also we'll learn, right? How to manage the cluster.
Clusters we will discuss. How to manage cluster? We have that session, right? I will show you that how to manage clusters as well.
Okay. Means each and every point about cluster we will learn, right?
Yes, correct. We will learn how to start cluster, how to configure cluster, how to restart, how to reload, how to stop. All those things we will learn. Yeah, if you want, I can share the course content. The organizer will send you the course content that I have shown you, so that you can go through the curriculum of the content that we have discussed, and you can have some idea what are the things that we are going to cover. Okay.
So only last one question, Srinivas.
Yeah.
Like installation, setup, and everything. If whatever things we are doing, we are going to do. So if any documents, we will share all the documents, right?
Correct.
So
Yes. All the step by step
step by step.
documents we will share. Like I will show you one document for
Yeah,
the
please.
show you so that you will get some clarity. So all these things we have already prepared, but the thing like for the Windows installation I supposed to do today, for this we prepared a notes like this. So which we will share step by step. How to do installation on the Windows, step 1, step 2, step 3. In the same way for Linux as well. And in the same way for backups, restores that we do, I will show on the screen. All the notes like this I will share, maybe not on the screenshot, by the commands. For wherever screenshot required I will give it, but screenshot, when wherever screenshot is not required, I will give you the step by step commands. Got it?
Yeah, got it. Thank you. This is what I need.
Yes, we will give that. Okay, any other question, guys?
No, I don't have anything. Thank you.
Okay. I'm having 2 years of experience as a technical support. After doing this course, can I do 2 years experience as a PostgreSQL developer DBA? Yes, you can. Happily, you can put that. Okay. Thank you, guys. Once again with you tomorrow, same time.
Okay.
Have a nice
Thank
day.
you.
Bye.